Hey guys, welcome to the Binge Zone. On today's video, we're going to be talking about the Netflix original series Warrior Nun. You heard me correct, Warrior Nun. I don't know whether that show's righteous or blasphemous, because we're talking about a group of nuns who are warriors, demon-slaying, ass-kicking warriors, and this show delivers on the badassery. But before we dive too deep into this review, guys, if you guys are new to the channel, consider subscribing, and if you guys want to have a more intimate conversation one-on-one with me, consider following me on Twitter, where you can hit me up, DM me about anything, any show, movie review, whatever you guys want to talk about, find me there. But enough of that, let's dive into Warrior Nun. And when I first saw this trailer, I was hooked. Say less. Like, you have nuns who we typically see as non-violent, they're kind of overly religious, they have a sort of motherly instinct to them. And then you have the flip side where you see nuns are usually the ones who are abusive, and like there's like usually in media there's usually two kinds of nuns: the holier than thou nuns and the mischievous undertone nuns. But then you take those two tropes, you combine them, you throw some ass kicking, some demon slaying, and I'm sold. But before we dive too deep into the stuff I like about this show, because there's a lot to like, I want to take this time and talk about some of the stuff I didn't like, because man, there's some stuff I didn't like. Starting first off with the main character, Ava. When I tell you, I was beyond frustrated following this main character. Now, I get it. I understand why she had to be this way, because Warrior Nun is based on an American manga. For those of you who don't know, manga is the Japanese term for comic books, and it's kind of a specific style and art direction different to our regular comic books, our Batmans and whatnot. But because it follows the main character trope of manga such as Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, and you have this annoying ass main fucking character, Ava, my goodness. To me, out of all the badass warrior nuns and all the nuns in general, Ava to me was the most cringe, annoying. I understand her character. I get why she's there, but my God, frustrating. I want to say this. Give it past the first 4 episodes, because once you get to the 4th episode and real badass shit starts happening, like this show goes off and doesn't stop. But for the first 4 episodes, you're following Ava and her misadventures. You're like, bruh, I came here to watch ass-kicking nuns. That's why I'm here. Like, I want to see Shotgun Mary. Yes, a character named Shotgun Mary pull out her shotgun, blow demons' heads off, do badass shit. I want to see Beatrice in action. Like, all these other badass characters I could be following, all these plots that they're hinting at during the first 4 episodes. But then we spend most of our time in a slice of life type of situation with Ava as she gets accustomed to her powers, but not really, because she's just living her day-to-day life. And I'm sitting here like, bruh, Ava, my God. But once you get past Ava and they start focusing on the real plot of the show, which is the demons and the warrior nuns and how those two are clashing, the history behind the warrior nuns and just the stakes of the show, man, this show picks up. Because, where do I even begin? The action of the show is wow to me. There's this one scene, check it out. This scene right here, when I rewinded this scene like 4, 5, 6, 7 times. No, I'm lying, like 4 times. I saw this scene 4 times and I was just floored at how badass it was. And you have various other scenes like this where you see the nuns being badass, you see them fighting, you see them going on adventures, you see various demons, and then you step into the mythology of Warrior Nun and you're like, yo, this show's kind of deep. But at the same time, it has a human characteristic to it, because all these guys or all these characters, all these women who become nuns, and even some of the priests, they have a history and they have a life before they gave it to Christ. And just uncovering some of that is fascinating, and seeing where these characters come from, because you have different characters with different backgrounds. Granted, they're all nuns now and some of them are priests, but they have that shared thing and they're a family now. But before then, they were so separate and they had different struggles, and adding that, humanizing them, on top of giving me badass demon fighting, I really enjoyed this. And another thing I liked about this show is that it really gave us another look at Christian mythology in a sense, because I don't want to give any spoilers away, but we deal a lot with mythology and God and interpretation and all that. And granted, a lot of shows like to bring that in, But when you have a show whose episodes are named after Bible verses, and that plays a major role in the show, because if you look at the episode names, you look at the verses they're referencing and you go read those verses, which I did, it correlates to the main message of that episode. And I'm sitting here like, yo, like you take this concept of badass warrior nuns, you give it a religious undertone, and then instead of just paying lip service to the religion aspect of it, you actually do some homework and you put in Bible verses that correlate to the main episode or the main theme of that episode, and you're just like, huh. If you read the verse and you watch the episode, you see the lesson that the verse or whatever the verse is talking about reflected in the episode, and I really enjoyed that. I thought that was cool as shit. And then let's get to the real good part. The fighting. Did I mention the fighting? Because I think I did. And if you're watching the show and you're not too enthusiastic about the fighting, or you're not in it for the fighting, you're watching the wrong show. The show's called Warrior Nun. They have weapons that glow. They have badass guns. They have demons. And then they're training. So I like to see, when it comes to a show like this, I like when they build up the mythology. I enjoyed learning more about the history of the Warrior Nuns, their sect in the Catholic Church, and just how the world was built around this subsect of the Catholic Church. And I love how this world was built around the subsect. Because the show itself is set in Spain, you think that it's kind of small, but as the show goes on, you come to understand the Catholic Church is massive all across the world. So there's a vast amount of warrior nuns throughout the world. And just having that, like a secret organization of nuns going to different places, fighting demons. Think of like the Men in Black who go around fighting aliens. But these are nuns who actually go about doing it. And then they pay homage to religion. They actually perform exorcisms and do other things like that. And I thought that was cool as shit. Like overall, this first season, when you get past the first 4 episodes, which are super slow, and the series starts to pick up, you're sitting there wanting more. By the time the season finale happened, I'm sitting here like, I need more. But within the first few episodes, like I said earlier in this video, like I was so over it. But it picks up, the characters are likable. And there's a character type that every character or every person in the audience would gravitate towards, just because it's a wide array of different personalities. Because I love the diversity of personalities and I love the diversity of cultures that come together. Because remember, the Catholic Church is huge, arguably one of the biggest organizations in the entire world with the longest history. And you have all that and all these different sects of life coming together to make this organization, this religion, a thing. And then you take that, you take years of mythology and demonhood, and you take the overall Bible and the message behind it. Like this show in itself, even if you're a staunch Christian or you don't believe in that type of stuff, like you will find enjoyment in this, because there's a lot for both sides, whether you believe or not, to actually enjoy within the show. Anyway, guys, that's my thoughts for season 1 on Warrior Nun. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments section below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. And until next time, binge on.